Your resolutions died in 72 hours. Not because you lacked discipline, because you tried to override biology with willpower. Here's what actually works. January 1st, you set goals, get fit, build a business, wake up early, be better. 3 days later, back to scrolling at midnight, skipping the gym, hitting snooze. You blame yourself. Weak, lazy, no discipline. Wrong. The problem isn't your character, it's your approach. You're trying to change behavior without changing the systems that create behavior. That's like trying to steer a car by repainting it. Neuroscience has figured out what actually drives lasting change, and it's not what the self-help gurus told you. 5 principles, backed by research. Principle 1. Lock your circadian rhythm. Your brain operates on a biological clock. University of Washington researchers found that morning light exposure within 15 minutes of waking triggers something called the cortisol awakening response. This spike tells your entire endocrine system, day is starting, time to be alert. Miss that window? Your circadian anchor drifts. You'll feel foggy until noon, need caffeine just to function, wonder why you can't focus. Here's what you do. Get outside within 15 minutes of waking, no sunglasses, face the bright sky for 5 to 10 minutes. Overcast day? Stay longer. Clear morning? Less time needed. This isn't about fresh air or vitamin D, it's about synchronizing your master clock. Stanford research shows this single habit improves sleep quality, mood stability, and cognitive performance throughout the day. Second part of this principle, no phone for the first 60 minutes. Every notification triggers a dopamine microspike. Studies from UC San Francisco show that starting your day in reactive mode, responding to emails, checking social media, trains your brain to seek external validation before you've even set your own agenda. You're handing control of your attention to someone else before you're fully awake. First hour is yours. Lock it in. Morning sunlight, no phone, non-negotiable. Principle 2. Build metabolic flexibility. Your body runs on 2 fuel sources, glucose and fat. Most people only use glucose. They eat every few hours, never let their body tap into fat stores. Here's why that matters. Salk Institute research shows that constant feeding keeps insulin elevated. Your cells become less sensitive, energy crashes happen, you crave sugar, brain fog sets in. Metabolic flexibility means your body can switch fuel sources easily. How you build it? Time-restricted eating. Compress your eating window to 8 hours, fast for 16. This isn't about calories, it's about giving your body uninterrupted time to clear glucose, drop insulin, and access fat for fuel. Studies from the National Institute on Aging found that 16 to 8 fasting improves cognitive function, increases autophagy, that's cellular cleanup, and stabilizes energy levels. You're not starving, you're optimizing fuel delivery. Pair this with cold exposure. 2 minutes of cold water daily, shower, ice bath, doesn't matter. Cold activates brown adipose tissue. That's the metabolically active fat that burns calories to generate heat. But the real benefit? Your nervous system learns to stay calm under physiological stress. Andrew Huberman's lab at Stanford found that cold exposure increases norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter that improves focus and mood, by up to 250%. If you can control your breath while freezing, you can control it during a difficult conversation or a high-pressure situation. Cold isn't punishment, it's nervous system training. Fasting window, cold exposure. That's metabolic flexibility.
Principle 3. Protect your attention like it's money. Your focus is finite. Researchers at Microsoft found the average person's attention span dropped to 8 seconds. Goldfish beat us. Here's what kills focus: context switching. Sophie Leroy at the University of Minnesota discovered something called attention residue. When you switch tasks, part of your brain stays stuck on the previous one. Check email, jump to Slack, open a document, back to email. Each switch leaves cognitive debris. Your brain never fully engages with anything. Solution? 90-minute deep work blocks. No notifications, no music with lyrics, no interruptions. This aligns with ultradian rhythms. Ernest Rossi's research shows your brain naturally cycles between high and low alertness every 90 to 120 minutes. Work with the cycle, not against it. Pick your hardest task, set a timer for 90 minutes, and execute. After, take a real break. Walk, hydrate, let your brain reset. This is where high-value skills are built. While everyone else is fragmenting their attention across 12 tabs, you're going deep on one thing. In a world of distraction, sustained focus is a superpower. Second part of this principle, information diet. Your brain processes everything you consume: social media, news, podcasts, articles. If your feed is full of outrage, gossip, and empty entertainment, don't wonder why your thoughts are chaotic. Audit your inputs. Unfollow accounts that don't add utility. Stop consuming content that makes you angry or anxious for no productive reason. Feed your brain like you'd feed an elite athlete. High-quality fuel only. Attention is your most valuable resource. Guard it. Principle 4. Leverage social pressure. You become the average of the people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn said that. Research backs it. Harvard's Framingham Heart Study tracked thousands of people for decades. They found that behaviors spread through social networks like viruses. If your close friends gain weight, your odds of gaining weight increase by 57%. If they're complacent, unmotivated, stuck, you will trend that direction. Not because you're weak, because humans are wired for social conformity. Mirror neurons fire when you observe behavior in others. Your brain literally mimics what it sees. So if your 5 closest contacts are mediocre, you're fighting an uphill battle. Audit your social circle. Who are you spending time with? Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? This isn't about being cold, it's about being intentional. You can care about people and still create distance if they're not aligned with where you're going. Seek out people who are ahead of you. Join communities where the baseline is higher. When the standard around you rises, you rise with it. Social environment isn't soft. It's one of the most powerful forces shaping your behavior. Second part, control how you communicate. Duke University research found that people perceive lower vocal frequencies as more authoritative and competent. Practice speaking from your diaphragm, not your throat. Slow down your words. Take up space in the conversation. High-status communicators don't rush. They know people will wait. Before responding to any question or challenge, pause for 3 seconds. This does 2 things. It signals total control, and it forces the other person to sit with their own words. Impulse responses are low status. Considered responses are high status. Train yourself to pause. You'll be amazed how much it shifts dynamics. Principle 5. Sit with silence. 10 minutes a day, no phone, no music, no meditation app. Just you and your thoughts. Harvard research on the default mode network shows that unstructured thinking time is when your brain consolidates memories, solves problems, and generates insights. But most people can't sit still for 10 minutes without reaching for a device. If you can't be alone with yourself, you're enslaved to distraction. Silence isn't about relaxation, it's about building tolerance for discomfort. In those 10 minutes, your mind will race, anxiety will surface, boredom will hit. Sit through it. This is where you learn what's actually going on in your head, what you're avoiding, what needs attention. Daily silence builds self-awareness, and self-awareness is the foundation of every other change you want to make. You can't fix what you don't see. 10 minutes, every day, no exceptions. Here's what happens when you install these 5 principles. Your circadian rhythm locks in. You wake up alert without caffeine. Your body becomes metabolically flexible. Energy is stable, no crashes. Your attention sharpens. You produce high-quality work while everyone else is distracted. Your social environment elevates. You're around people who push you forward. Your mind clears. You know what matters and what doesn't. This isn't motivation, it's systems engineering. Motivation fades, systems compound.
Now here's the part most people skip: implementation. Don't try to install all 5 principles at once. That's how you fail by February. Start with one, just one. Pick the principle that resonates most. Lock it in for 2 weeks straight. Morning light? Set an alarm. Walk outside every day for 10 minutes. Track it. Fasting window? Choose your 8-hour eating window. Stick to it for 14 days. 90-minute deep work? Block the time on your calendar. Protect it like a meeting with your boss. 2 weeks builds the neural pathway. After that, it requires less willpower. It becomes automatic. Once Principle 1 is locked, add Principle 2. 2 weeks later, add Principle 3. By March, you'll have all 5 running simultaneously, and you won't recognize yourself. The compound effect isn't visible day to day, but it's undeniable month to month. Here's the difference between someone who executes this and someone who doesn't. Person A reads this, feels motivated, does nothing. By March, they're exactly where they were in January, maybe worse. Person B picks one principle, executes for 2 weeks, adds the next. By March, their circadian rhythm is locked, their body's metabolically flexible, their focus is sharp, their social circle is elevated, their mind is clear. Same 90 days, completely different trajectory. The gap isn't talent, it's execution. 2026 is already moving. You can either drift through it or design it. These 5 principles are the foundation, but foundations only matter if you build on them. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There isn't one. Stop asking for permission to change. You already have it. The research is here, the blueprint is clear, the only variable left is you. Start today. Pick one principle, execute for 2 weeks, then come back and add the next. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is just daily execution. You don't need motivation, you need commitment. The blueprint is here. Now go build.